Was your garden looking a little sad after a winter of record-breaking snowfall? Gary Lewis from Phoenix Perennials is here with tips on how to liven up your plants just in time for spring. This is really timely because I think a lot of people are looking at what they have, whether it's a garden or their pots in their patio, and thinking, this does not look good. These are not going to bounce back. Are they going to bounce back?
Well, you know, it's been a really, really hard winter and really challenging, but I think there's going to be some stories of loss. So I think things in pots, like your pots on your patio, you might have some losses, things that you might have planted late in the season, or borderline hardy things, if you have zonal denial, might have some trouble. But I think there'll be a lot of stories of success and rebirth as well. So I think it's going to be a bit of a mixed story.
Okay, you're going to help us wade through this. But you were saying that the snow that we had actually may have been a blessing depending on when people planted,
Yeah, you know,
right?
that snow, I saved some snow to put on the air here today. It's been in my freezer for the past few days. It is real snow. It was a really interesting pattern of events. The fall was really mild, and a mild fall is bad for plants because we need cooling temperatures to tell plants it's time to go dormant. And we didn't have that, which reminds me of the Armageddon winter of 08-09. And gardeners know that when I say Armageddon winter, they lost all kinds of plants. So it was really mild, and then the snow came, and then the cold. But luckily, almost every time before we had a cold snap, we also had a snowfall just before. And snow, even though we hate that stuff, and it makes a mess of our roads, is insulating for plants. So think about being in an igloo. You're nice and warm inside that igloo. Same with the plants in the ground.
So that helped out. Okay, so what do we have to do to revive our plants? And I know that you kind of got to get in there and do some dirty work, and maybe pruning is one of the first steps.
Pruning is a good place to start. So a lot of people probably have, you know, lots of broken branches in their gardens. Your hedges look like this. So you're just going to have to get in there, tie up your hedges. You might have some bent branches that you can straighten up. And so, yeah, so you could also get in and do some staking, for instance.
Okay.
And
what's the best way to do that? Just wrap with like a twist tie or something?
Yeah, you might have small, we've got this nice kind of Velcro tape you can use, or twist ties.
Okay.
But you can, you need to get in there and straighten things up a little bit.
Okay.
And in some cases, you're just going to have to prune out some broken branches.
Okay.
All right.
Be ruthless.
So, yeah, exactly. So after that, then you're just going to have to do your regular garden cleanup. You can start composting your leaves, send them to the city. And then it's about taking stock. How do you know that the plants in your pots are dead?
Because this doesn't look like it's doing well, so this is something that I would probably get rid of.
Yeah, so you can tell from this one, this is an evergreen perennial, and it's looking pretty bad. The leaves are, all contorted and dead, and the stems are really mushy. So this, when in doubt, just wait. If you're not sure, wait 4 to 6 weeks to see if the plants are going to come out of dormancy. But if you see something like this, I'm pretty sure that this euphorbia, this spurge, is probably not going to come back very strongly.
Okay, all right.
So one of the most important things, though, this year especially, is to help bring your plants back, is to fertilize.
Okay.
We say this every year, but this year more important than ever, because the plants will have taken a real hit trying to survive the winter, so they're going to need some nutrients to get going.
Anything you recommend?
Well, you can use sea soil, for instance, or compost for your garden beds. Put 2 to 3 inches on your garden beds. And then for your pots, you can use slow-release fertilizer starting in April. Compost you can start putting on now, but the fertilizers you can start putting on your garden and in your containers in April. Okay. And that will really help your plants come back.
Okay, you brought in some beautiful plants here.
And then, then we talk about psychology. So, people are really sad about having some losses in their garden, but gardening is working with nature. And with nature, you have successes and you have setbacks. And that's what happens in gardens as well. So we have to, lick our wounds a little bit.
Out with the old, in with the new. And
realize that it's an opportunity for something new. You can revamp your pots. You can put in some exciting plants.
Beautiful.
For instance, our Hellebore Hurrah opening weekend is this weekend.
Oh.
So, yeah, so these are hellebores, for instance.
Beautiful.
They start blooming now. So you can actually start gardening now and forget that awful winter we just had and dive into beauty and excitement and new inspiration for this year.
And don't look back. All right, Gary, great tips. Thanks so much for joining us this morning. And if you want to watch this segment again, go to our website, ctvmorninglive.ca.